Hey team, in this video we're going to be creating a secret policy for password rotation. It's going to be very similar to the previous video on changing a password using a password rotation service account on a single secret, except this time we're applying it to a full policy. In this example, we're going to have two accounts. One account is going to be the service account for password rotation, and the other one is just a regular user. I'll reiterate once again that changing regular domain user passwords can be done with a simple account like account operators, but if you're going to be changing domain administrators, you may need more privileges than you see on the screen here. Work with your Active Directory teams to ensure that this password rotation account has those privileges without creating any security risks or holes with the service account itself. So without further ado, I'm going to get to it. Moving over to Delinea itself, we can see that we have two accounts here, the same ones that we just saw. So the password rotation account and the Active Directory user itself. I'm going to head over to create that policy. So we'll go Settings, Administration, and Secret Policy. And we're going to create a new secret policy by using the button in the top right side. I'm going to call this password rotation. It'd be good to give this a good description, explaining what it's going to be used for in your organization if you're going to have different policies to rotate different types of passwords. In this case, I'm going to keep it simple because it's a lab and just create that policy really quick. Now, the first thing that I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to jump over to the General tab here, and I'm going to configure a site. So as you know, when you create a secret, you assign it to a specific site so that the distributed engine knows which site to use. I'm just going to bake this into the policy as an additional item in this part of the tutorial, just because I like that it makes it simple and straightforward. I'm just going to go OK. It's telling me that if I change this policy, it's going to affect secrets and folders, but it's not currently assigned to anything, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to move over to the remote password changing tab here, and this is where the magic happens. So I'm going to edit these settings, and I'm going to change auto change to be yes. Now, it's prompted me for an auto change schedule, and I'm actually going to change this password not when it expires, but instead every day. So every one day at 11 a.m. starting today. And we want to change this so that the password still changes if the secret hasn't expired. So if we don't untick this and you have a secret expiry at like 30 days, let's say, then the password rotation won't actually happen every day. It'll only happen when the secret has expired. So I can hit update here. Yes, we're also going to enable heartbeat. And then we're going to use this privilege account option. Now, this is the account that's going to be rotating the password. So the one that we just saw in Active Directory and Delinea itself, I'm going to select that password rotation secret. So password rotation Active Directory is the one that I called. And we see that we've set it here itself. I'm going to hit save, and it's telling me it could affect secrets and folders, which we haven't assigned any. And we've hit save. So it really is that simple. Now we've assigned the correct privilege account that has enough AD privileges to go and rotate that password, and we've also got a schedule. Now, this policy currently exists not attached to anything. So the second step is we need to go and attach it to either a secret or a folder. And we're going to do both of those items. Now, you're probably familiar with how to do this already if you followed some of the other modules, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So we can start fresh. I've just gone ahead and deleted the Daffy Duck user, so it's really clear to see and understand what's happening here. I'm just going to go ahead and recreate that user. So we'll call him Daffy Duck. Because we're going to be changing the password, I'm just going to hit generate. And I'm going to leave the site as default, because when we assign that secret policy that we just created, the settings are going to change here for the site. Cool. So right now we can see that the site is set to default. And if we go to remote password changing, there's no settings enabled for remote password changing at the moment. I'm going to assign this secret policy directly to this secret here. It's on the default inherits from folder, and we're going to change it to password rotation. So once I hit save, we should see all of those settings apply. So we can see that the site has changed from default to my TWC site, which we set in that policy. And if I go over to remote password changing, we can see that the details have been filled out here for remote password changing too. So instead of going and doing all of that manual configuration ourselves, instead, it's just going to apply it from an overall level. Now, let's say that you have a folder like this, for example, with all the domain administrators. What you can do instead of applying it to every individual secret is you can actually go into edit folder here and assign the secret policy at a folder level. Password rotation. If you hit save, then every single one of the secrets in this folder, as long as they have inherit permissions here, inherits from folder, they will gain this secret policy. Now, in this case, the TWC administrator will be an administrator, so the account operators group in Active Directory won't actually rotate this password. But if we go to AD password rotation and go to Daffy Duck, when this, let's do a quick test. Change password now. We can see that the password's changed with the secret policy settings, and we've got a heartbeat now. So that secret policy has been applied and working correctly. Great, that's this module done. Thanks everyone, bye.